Yeah. Yeah. Hey, yeah. She sacrificed, she healed her heart. She evolved when it fell apart. She revealed the strength within. Now she obtains, she rises, wins. S.H.E.R.O. Let your story overflow. From the struggle to the glow. Welcome to the SHERO Spotlight.
Hello, welcome to S.H.E.R.O. I'm your host, Alesha Perkins. If you are new to S.H.E.R.O, welcome. If you're returning S.H.E.R.O family, welcome back. We have another great episode in store for you today. What if you were facing a terminal illness? What would you do? How would you deal with it? Would you look over your life and have regrets, or feel like you have completed everything in life? So today's guest is dealing with just that. In case you don't know what S.H.E.R.O is, S.H.E.R.O, of course, is a female hero, but I created an acronym to give women a safe space to share their stories of adversity and how they have overcome them. S stands for sacrificing for my child or children. H is healing from my past hurts. E is evolving into what God wants me to be. R is revealing my truth, and O is obtaining my goals and happiness. So I'm so glad to have today's guest with us, Avauntee. Share with the people a little bit about yourself.
Just me in general, huh?
Yes.
So
where are you from?
I'm born and raised in Gilbert, Arizona.
Okay.
And then I moved to North Carolina about 3 years ago. And so I had a whole bunch of time in the desert, and now I'm happy to be here where there's real seasons. And
I know, in Carolina right
and
now it's cold.
freezing.
Yes.
Okay, I'm learning things like drip your pipes. I never heard of that.
Very important.
So, I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's great. How many kids do you have and their ages?
I got 5 of them.
Okay.
I have a 16 turning 15 this week, 14, 12, and 11-year-old.
And look how good she looks. That's what I'm talking about.
Switches every year, so I got to try to remember. But yeah.
And what a little bit about your profession or your job title?
I own Underdog Solutions. So we're a web design and SEO agency. We do a lot of graphic design and things of that nature. And then I support my husband, who owns Carolina Discount Movers.
Awesome. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later on. So when we think about sacrificing for our children, can you please share a little about your upbringing and how early experiences shaped your understanding of sacrifice, success, and balancing, especially as a mother?
Yeah. Well, sacrifice, that word is hard. My biological mom sacrificed our relationship for work. And she, in turn, kind of accidentally taught that to me. So in retrospect, I always look back and say, man, I worked way too much. I poured way too much into work. And now that things are where they are, I'm going backwards, and I'm like, I should have spent more time at home. I should have done a little bit more. But coming up, I was with my grandparents, my grandmother and my grandfather, until I was about 10 years old. And my grandmother passed away when I was 10, and the world kind of went upside down. I had to develop a relationship with my mom. I had to learn how to be a kid. We never really got it right. So when I was 14, I left with some friends, and 16, I went back and came back and been doing it on my own since then.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So when you think about balance, how do you see that in your life, now?
Now, I've had so much time to process everything. When somebody says the word cancer, everything changes. And so now, when I look back, I originally was regretting everything. Like, I worked way too much. I didn't have work-life balance, but I was beating myself up. I did. It wasn't perfect.
Right,
it was an everyday struggle. Like, leave the office. I would have reminders on my calendar and alarms going off. And all kinds
not leave
of
the
stuff.
office. When I hit 5 o'clock, I'm like, everything shut down.
Oh, no. I had like so many reminders to go because I have ADHD. So when I get into focus mode, I'm stuck in focus mode. I can't, it's hard to get back out. So, but looking back, I played just as hard as I worked. I always took my kids on 2 vacations a year and went on a couple vacations just with my husband, and we went on client incentive trips. So I lived just as hard as I worked. I just worked really, really hard when I look back.
Right. And so when we think about healing from our past hurts, and as you just shared that you do have cancer, if you would just share a little bit more about that journey and where you are right now in that journey.
Yeah. So the irony, I was getting ready to go on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm going to go to my routine OB appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew instantly on the table.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, oh, don't worry. We're just going to get a biopsy. And I was just crying. My eyes are.
Oh, wow.
I just knew. I don't know what, but my body, I had kept going into doctor's offices and saying, like, I feel like I'm in labor. And nobody could help me. The back pain, that's a sign to look out for, ladies. But the back pain and the cramping, there was no other, I couldn't explain it. It was just like I was giving birth.
Now, how long were you dealing with this?
About a year.
Oh, wow.
About a year. I got a couple misdiagnoses. I got a couple, runarounds. Let's get you to GI doctors. Maybe you have Crohn's disease. And that didn't really add up. And finally, I had just given up. I was at a point where I was like, okay, there's obviously nothing wrong with me. Maybe I have a cryptic pregnancy. Right? Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And I was just getting ready to go on vacation, hit a routine appointment. And I knew instantly when she said the words biopsy. Getting the cancer diagnosis was the hardest thing I've ever had to crawl back out of. It's terrifying. And then it's so compounding. Like, first you learn that you have cancer. Then you learn what kind of cancer you have. Then you learn what kind of stage cancer you have. Then you learn how they're going to treat it. And it's just like moment after moment, it's a landslide. It's hard.
Right.
But what pulled me out of that is I have always said that I can manifest anything. In any other world, I'm like, I can manifest this. I'm going to create this business. I'm going to do this. But when it came to that cancer, it felt like, can't manifest your way out of this.
Right.
And so when I finally started to say, okay, if I'm as powerful as I say I am in these avenues, then I'm going to claim it. I'm going to survive this.
Yes, for sure. When it comes to cervical cancer, are there any early ways to detect that?
So many. So many. So back pain, a lot of women think I had an epidural, so I have back pain. That's mythological. That's not true. If you have back pain, go see your OB. It's so important. But also things like irregular bleeding or irregular periods, things of that nature, just go check it. I didn't because I had a pap smear in 2021. And
So
they
get
say,
regular pap smears.
they say you don't need them for 5 years. Don't listen.
Gotcha.
Because HPV is a real thing and it could just lay dormant. And then one day you have cancer. So probably over a year, I would say maybe a year and a half, my cancer progressed so aggressively that it became almost a 7-centimeter tumor.
Wow.
And no time. Like I went from everything is okay to this is real and this is happening right now and we have to act right now. Like by the time we caught it, I was past the point of surgery. And so regular pap smears. Don't listen to 5 years.
Gotcha.
Go every year.
Gotcha.
Don't listen. Don't listen.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so when it came to treatment, it was probably a lot of information overload. Let's start there. Did you kind of go back and forth on what you wanted to do, chemo, or, and I think we kind of talked before about, holistic type of things or natural ways. So share your thoughts on that.
I was one of those people that always said, if I ever get cancer, you'll never catch me doing chemo. I always said that. I don't know why. But that was always my thing.
Right.
And then I got cancer and I was like, how fast can you start the chemo? Because it's
life or death at this point, right?
Yeah. No, but the irony in all of this for me is when I very first started my career, I started in the medical field. And I bounced around bariatrics and I landed in oncology. And I was a part of the team that introduced the patient financial services and clinical trials for a medication called Keytruda. It's an immunotherapy. It is the immunotherapy that my doctor thinks will save my life.
Wow.
And I'm like,
full circle.
How? Right?
That's crazy.
But it made it even scarier because I saw when that drug was new. So I saw what it did to people then. So I had to call friends like, are you still working with the drug? Is everything okay? Help me.
Right.
It took a lot of convincing to get me to take it. But I had a doctor's appointment today and she said, listen, the tumors in your lungs were 1.7. They're 1.5. We're only our first chemo in. We might be responding. Yes. I'm like, okay.
That's good.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Just keep, because it ain't easy.
Right.
It ain't easy.
And then you have to think about survival rates, with naturalistic things. It's not really a lot of research out there for it. And it could be used as maintenance, once you get over, that phase, it could be used as maintenance. But when it comes to life or death, there's more research saying this will work. More people survive if they get chemo or radiation. So I'm pretty sure you were thinking about that as well.
To be totally transparent with you, the only reason I did chemo was for my family. My family is really scared right now. If this was just me and I didn't have other people to think about and children who are vocal and old enough to understand what's going on, I would have just went 100% holistic. Right. But in the big picture, it's more important that they're confident too. Yeah. And it's not that I don't believe in the chemotherapy, it's that it's poison, right? And so we're poisoning me to hope that we attack the poison. And so, you know, it's all just a day by day thing. Just yesterday, I was like, I ain't going back to chemo. I ain't never doing it again, right? But I have to remind myself that there's other people. Your family. It's not just me.
Absolutely.
It's too many of them.
Yeah. In what ways has this diagnosis invited you to slow down and confront parts of yourself or your past that you hadn't fully healed yet?
In every way. If God was going to slow me down, this probably would have been the only way. Oh, wow. So I have to be understanding because everything moves so fast. And I am a go, 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 never stop the train. I realized in this that even when I set a goal, I never celebrate that win. I never take the moment.
Like, what's next, right?
Congratulations, you did it. Like, I was so focused for probably 3 years. I'm going to have a 6-figure business. I'm going to make it. I'm going to do it. As soon as I had 6 figures, it turned to 7. I never stopped. I never congratulated myself. It was just the next thing, right? And so my nervous system probably is not my friend. We just got out of this.
Slow down. Yeah. But then it goes back to paying attention to your body, because our body speaks to us when we're overloading it. We just fail to listen a lot of times.
Yeah. So. It gave me a greater appreciation for myself, which is different because as a mom, it's hard to stop and appreciate yourself a lot. But I catch myself a lot saying, how did I used to manage all this? How was I doing all of this? And, you know, I'm the mom who wants to cook 3 meals a day and send you with the lunch to school. And I'm there before school. And then I work 12 hours a day. And then I come home and I work when you're sleeping. And so why was I doing all that?
Right. I was going to say, what was the why?
I don't know. Because I wanted that 7-figure goal. That's all. It was all I could think about.
Right.
And when I look back, my kids, I was aiming for something that nobody else really... It doesn't move them, right? Like they were happy right now. And I was dead set on it. And I thought it was for them. When in reality, they don't care.
Wow. And that's deep.
They don't care how much money I make. As long as they got a house and some food, that's all they care about.
Right. And their mommy.
Right. That's all they care about.
So on your healing journey, have you done therapy or talking through and trying to looking yourself in the mirror, basically?
All of that. Therapy was my first go-to because that diagnosis... It was rock bottom. It was like, okay. And the reason why it was rock bottom was crazy to me because I hadn't hit my 7-figure goal. So that is really what smacked me.
So you were more upset about that piece than...
So then I had to do the inner work. Like, that is not more important than your life. What are you talking about?
Right.
You need to chill. So, you know, I've been doing inner work, therapy. My family is in therapy. We are committed to making this lesson some kind of blessing on the other side.
Right. And with going to therapy, what have you revealed about yourself? You know, when you have taken a deeper look inside, what have you revealed about yourself and why you wanted to push so hard?
You're trying to get the tears. I could feel it.
I'm just saying.
No, I just realized that it was my inner child. I hadn't healed from what I saw, right? My grandmother, until I was 10, she was worth millions. Only because of medical malpractice. Oh, wow. So I saw the end result, but I never really got to see the how. But I saw my mom working 15, 16 hours a day to where we had virtually no relationship because she was always gone. So I associated my self-worth, who I was, every part of me with how much money I was bringing in. And that will hit you like a ton of bricks when you are forced to no longer work. You can't work anymore. Right. You got to get serious about healing and treatment. And then you're left to think, so what am I worth? And that was one to come out of. That's for sure.
What I find interesting as a therapist is the things that impact us or hurt us is the things we end up somewhat doing, you know, because like you said, your mom worked a lot. You worked a lot, but you probably found a way to have a little bit of balance, to spend a little bit more time for your kids, to have that relationship, but you still worked a lot. So it was still there, but you probably saw it a little bit different because you have a closer relationship with your kids.
Yeah. And I always thought, oh, well, my end goal is different, right? Like my mom worked for someone else and she was always run down and tired and there was no benefit to it. So I always saw my benefit. But at the end of the day, I did a little bit better. Right. I didn't change or break the cycle. I just did a little bit better.
That's deep. Now, when you think about evolving to what God wants me to be, let's talk a little bit about your business. So share with them a little bit more about it. And then also what's happening now, you know, with your business. Like you said, you having to step down and spend that time doing self-work. And how does that feel not being on the go all the time?
It shows me that I've always had a problem with trust in every area of my life, right? At work now, I have to pretty much step down and let my team show me that they've got me in this. And that has been really difficult because I guess I was a control freak. I want to be in charge of everything. I want to see it all. But also just looking back and thinking, that's why life was so stressful. It was by choice, 100%. I wanted to do it all. I wanted to manage everything. I wanted to take things from my team when they're more than capable. And so now I'm just enjoying what it would look like if I had done it right, and learning how to trust. And if it's not right, then letting it go. We're also, of course, a lot slower. I got lucky. Because the slow season is usually our holiday season anyway. Right. So it was the time to slow down and take it back a little bit. But I realized that although I worked a little bit too much, I built a family, right? I'm the foster kid. I've always been by myself since I was a teenager. So to look back and clients who are, I don't even call them that anymore. They're like, I sent you a gift. I cooked dinner for a week because I know you have chemo. It's coming to you. I shared this with you. That, I mean, that's what I worked for. Important. Yeah. That's what I did it for.
It's like they said, when you go through your struggles, the people who are there pay attention. Those are the people who really have your back and in your corner.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. And so being a minority business owner, how has that been? Being a woman and plus a minority, how has that been for you as well?
Fun. I've always had to find creative ways to get myself in the room because my target client has never looked like me.
Right.
So it's been a creative journey in trying to figure out, how do I get into the room? How do I make myself present in that room? And I've always my target is a male, right?
Right.
I can't really get on the golf course because I'm not good at it. So I got to think of other ways. So I started to target wives and join wife groups and support groups and stay-at-home mom groups. And that's how I reached my target audience, by getting through to wives.
I love it.
You know, I just look back like I've been crazy my whole life. So
I love it. I love it. When you look back over your life, what is one truth you wish you had allowed yourself to fully embrace sooner?
That I'm worth more than what's in my pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Always. I wish I would have disconnected those two things.
Right.
And just lived a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. And what kind of legacy do you hope to leave your children?
Still a weighted question. I'm still healing. I'm in my self-love journey. I definitely want to leave behind everything that I've built work-wise. I have a gem. I have a diamond in the rough. All of my kids are amazing, but one of my daughters, she is going to be a force to be reckoned with. She is an entrepreneur right from the ground up. So I hope to leave that, the spirit of entrepreneurship with her. But I also want them to remember me for so much more. Really, I'm just a goofball. I love to hang out with my kids and play with my kids, and the relationship is worth everything to me. So I hope that just the spirit of me, and they don't take things so lightly, is left behind.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And then when you look at your past struggles, and now with your situation with battling cancer, what has always been your motivation and your drive? I mean, we know you said work and making that, 7 figures, but if you think about it, still you have to have persistence and some drive there still.
Yeah. Honestly, it was only the work before. Of course, it was to take care of my family, to take care of my kids and all those things. But because when I was 10 years old, I went from having everything to nothing, literally overnight. And so to me, it was never, ever allowing my kids to feel that moment. It was going to be everything for life. So that, as much as I hate to say it, before, that was my only driving factor is how much money can I make? What's my net worth? How can I get to the next level? How do I up the level as soon as I get there? Now, I really just want to be. I don't know if there's any, like, of course I'm still me. I have entrepreneurship in my blood, so I can't shake it all.
Right.
But I just want to be remembered for me and who I was. And there's so much more to me than just work.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think sometimes we get caught up in with our job titles and we end up making that who we are. And so you have to ask yourself, who am I outside of this job title or business owner or those type of things? You're Avauntee. And who is Avauntee? You know what I'm saying? And that's the key. Because now you're saying that, you know, without this, who are you as just a person? And like you said, you're that goofy person, that mom that loves her children and those types of things that people don't get to see all the time because they're seeing that businesswoman and things of those nature. So I think that's amazing.
Yeah. It's a journey to still figure it out. Who is Avauntee, right? If you take away mom and you take away work, I'm figuring that out.
Right. It's a journey.
I'm in a journey. At first I thought I was like, maybe I'm artsy because I love designing brands. Maybe I'm a painter. I'm not.
Right.
No. So I'm just trying to discover all kinds of new things and what I like. And I know that I love to cook. I've always loved to cook. So I got my new pink kitchen.
Okay, now.
So, you know,
Okay, now.
I've
We're going to
just
be
been
chef
cooking it up.
Avauntee.
Cooking it up for my babies. But I think I'm not really trying to find a new passion or a new avenue. I'm really just trying to exist right now and just feel everything.
Yeah. I love it. And then last question, how has your definition of happiness, and you pretty much answered it here, evolved since your diagnosis, and what does it look like for you today?
Yeah. Happiness used to be material. And now it's health. My husband hates when I say this, but it's the truth. When I look at the situation that I'm in, this is the best case scenario. I would not be able to handle one of my children having cancer. I couldn't do it. I would not be okay if my husband had cancer, if my mother-in-law, if my mom had cancer. The best case scenario is for me to do it. And there's a lot of lessons for me to learn within it. So I welcome the challenge. Challenge accepted.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Now tell the people, how can they find you?
My personal social medias, you can just find me Avauntee. My name is a little bit rare, so you'll find me. And then Underdog Solutions, you can find me at Underdog Imagined It on all of my channels or just underdogsolutions.com.
Yes. So Avauntee, you are a SHERO. You have sacrificed for your children, healing from your past hurts, evolving into what God wants you to be. Sat here today, revealed your truth, and out here obtaining your goals and your happiness. And I just continue to pray for your health, for healing, so we can have a part 2 for her to come back. And I just know that God has a lot in store for you. Your journey has not ended, and it will not be ending. And we're just so glad that you came on here today to share your story. And we look forward to part 2.
Oh, exciting.
Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next time.